So the way that analytics has evolved has been quite steady over the years and has kept pace with two things. Firstly, the development of analytical technology, and secondly, the availability of new data. So when I think back to when I first came into this organisation nearly 30 years ago now, credit scoring was just starting to become widely accepted, and that was the first time really that automation had been used to make decisions which had previously been made by people looking at a lot of paper and sitting face to face with a customer and asking them questions. And that was revolutionary at the time because it meant that the decisions could be made faster, they could be made more objectively, and they could be automated into computer systems, which really meant that the consumers got a much better experience. The ones who were eligible for the products could get the products much more quickly. There was no, can you come back in 2 hours please, because the credit manager has to review all this information. So that was great. That has supported a lot of economic growth in this country. You know, the expansion of credit, etc., has done that, and it's also expanded the growth of other areas of our business, automation within the insurance industry, for example. Now, as we have come forward to today, two developments. Firstly, there is a lot more data available about the way that we are behaving. So when I think back to the data that we held on the Credit Bureau 30 years ago, it's a much narrower set of data then than it is today. So for example, there were no mobile phone contracts then, there were no utilities payments, there was no rental data, for example. As we come forward to today, that progression, that explosion in data has only become more rapid. The technology that we've talked about has enabled much more data to be available about how we are behaving with all sorts of organisations, whether that's applying for a credit product, an insurance product, or buying a holiday, for example. And that's great because it gives us a much broader picture of how we as consumers behave, what we like, what we don't like. And allied to that, developments in technology, so our computing technology and also the algorithms that we use to extract insight from that data, mean that we can continue to extract insight from the new information as it becomes available. So in some ways that's a new set of capabilities, but in other ways it is an extension of what we have always done as an organisation. We have always been able to take data, bring it together so that we understand a picture of the consumer, and then to apply analytics and algorithms to that to say, actually, there are some insights that I can draw from that that will be useful for me to make a decision about that consumer, which is good for them and it's good for my organisation. And I only see that continuing to progress. The pace of technological change is very rapid. Computing power is just getting better and better, and the analytical community are keeping in step with that and developing whole ranges of different algorithms which weren't there before, whether that's image recognition and a whole plethora of techniques. So I think it's a very exciting time to be in analytics, and that combination of expansion of data and expansion of algorithms will really drive all sorts of organisations and all sorts of sectors forward.